And today for today's text, I wanted to I wanted to break down I wanted to break down a popular verse, at least for me, is Philippians 4:14. Well, 4:10 through 14. Can we bring up 4:10 through 14, Britt? And y'all, the reason why I want to bring up this verse is just as I have just seen like a lot going on as of late, and it's easy to become so greedy for stuff. It's easy to become so greedy for life. But this past week, in the content me and Britt have been talking about, just been talking about reflecting and being grateful and operating in that space. So let's go to the text and see what the text says. And once again, this is Paul in this text as he's just sharing, and it says, "But I rejoiced in the Lord greatly that now at last you have revived your concern for me. Indeed, you were concerned before, but you lacked an opportunity to act. Now that not that I speak from need, for I have learned to be content in whatever circumstances I am, right? Not some circumstances, not only doing good, not doing bad, but in whatever circumstances I am. I know how to get along with little, and I also know how to live in prosperity. In any and every circumstance, I have learned the secret of being filled and going hungry." Paul has given these two dynamics, which I love, both of having abundance and suffering need. "I can do all things through him who strengthens me. Nevertheless, you have done well to share with me in my difficulty." Y'all, Paul in this text, he's saying, I've learned what it's like to have. I've learned what it's like to be in need. And this is a time, and this is in text to where Paul is actually sharing this from prison. Yeah, imagine the mindset that one would need to have to be in one of the spaces that can be considered the lowest space of their life. But still, they're saying, I know what it's like to still feel abundant. I know what it's like to be content. Y'all, the challenge here today is based on where you're at in your life, right? Maybe you just got the new job. Maybe you just got laid off. Maybe, whatever your situation may be. But the challenge is always having a level of awareness where you are. And then from that point, saying, how can I focus on being content right where I am right now? With everything that I have, with none of the extra things that I might desire, but how can I be content? And the reason why I want to talk about that is because y'all, contentment is never complacency, right? Being content is saying where I'm at right now, I'm cool, right? I'm cool, but it's not being complacent saying this is where I'm staying, this is where I'm gonna be, this is where I'm gonna camp out. Being content looks like you just being able to celebrate the current space and current state of where you are. So I wanted to just share that because it's so easy to want to compare and want to contrast other people's lives, seeing other things that other people may have. And then we may, if we're not careful, I know for me personally, at times, it's easy. If I look on social media too long, then I'll begin to desire something that somebody else has. Or I'll say, man, how'd they get that opportunity? I want that opportunity. I'm just as good as them. I don't know why I couldn't get that. But no, 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 no. It's not about me living their life. It's about me living my life and me owning where I am today. So the challenge is, just as it said in the last verse, nevertheless, you have done well to share with me in my difficulty. Either you're in a situation where you might be content, which is great, but then that means there's somebody either connected to you or maybe one or two connections down from you who might be going through it. They're trying to figure it out. They're fighting and they're tussling with their own lives, trying to navigate, like, how can I be at ease and be at peace where I am? And this is the opportunity where we can share with them, right? You can share with them your testimony. You can share with them your experience, and you can share with them ultimately how you got to be in the spot that you're in, right? Of being able to operate with an abundant mindset, even though it might not look like that financially for you right now. So, y'all, this is all about teach one, reach one, because at the end of the day, if we learn something and then we share that message, now we can continue to keep that impact going and we can truly, truly impact those along our journey. Family, this has been straight from the source. We're about to take a quick commercial break and then we're going to get to dive into today's Law Talk with attorney Fred Jones. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back with more Speaker Success in the Morning.